think one of the most important things as a parent is to actually understand what's going on and be part of it, is actually just to spend some time in some new learning spaces and where teachers are really thinking through why they're using the space that way. Spend some time there and go and look at different places and just observe, and then ask yourself the question, what am I looking for? Because if I'm looking for learning, then what I'll be able to do is really sort of watch what's happening for students, and I can look around me and see that they're engaged or they're purposeful, or I might see that they're not. But whichever it is anyway, I'm looking for the learning rather than the space itself. So that would be one thing that's really important. Then the other thing I would suggest, stop and think about what you do in your own house. In your own house, if you want a quiet space to work, you go and find one. You don't sit in the living room with the TV going. You go and find the space that's going to suit what you're trying to do. So if you think about that concept, that you've got a living room in the house, you've got a kitchen, you've got different purposes in the different spaces. In a way, what we're doing in schools today is designing spaces for purpose. So, I'm not going to sit in a quiet room if I need to collaborate with someone, because I need somebody who can go and talk loudly. So do that in the living room or the collaborative space. So that would be the other suggestion, is to think about it from a different angle. Don't think about it from the lens that you've known before. One of the hard things is not just looking at spaces when parents or even some teachers go into schools. It's actually trying to understand what and why students are doing when they're perhaps involved in a project, and is real learning going on. It just looks like play, for example. Or in secondary schools, it might be about seeing students work on interdisciplinary projects, or some people call them transdisciplinary. So why would we be doing that? Well, one of the things that's coming out very clearly from the OECD results is that students in the main, or take a country like Finland that everyone puts up on a pedestal in terms of their results, that Finland and among others, Australia and New Zealand are both in there as well, we're in the top 13 countries in the world for science achievement, but we're actually in the lowest 10 for interest in science. So one of the challenges is we may be getting achievement results, but are we getting ongoing interest in something that's going to carry you through life? And so that's broader recognition. If you look at the countries that are doing well, and they're both in achievement and interest, there's a lot of work going on where they're authentic projects that students are doing. So and they have to be interdisciplinary. As soon as I go to solve a real world problem, by virtue of the fact that it's a real world holistic problem, it demands that I use different disciplinary knowledge to do that. And so what we're finding is that whereas people are worried about achievement results only, the OECD itself is becoming very concerned about how are they going to assess collaboration, how are they going to actually assess the ability to solve complex, uncertain, unpredictable problems, because that's our world. How are we actually going to assess that? So it'd be very foolish to look at old ways of looking at achievement as a way of marking what we're doing for the future.